Back in October 2020, I joined a Discord server that I shouldn't have. It won't be named on this video, but I wrote Mordorator Madness Part 2 about them. I've done a lot of motor races on my server, and I was 99% successful, beating just about every moderator in their history from at least February 2021 to June 2022. I'm just a winner. I rarely take L's, but even Michael Jordan, he took his L's at times. And when you're primarily a winner and you take your first L, that L hits hard. This L that I've taken to this one certain moderator hurts so much. And it is embarrassing. I have a difficult time living my life knowing that I have taken this L. On that entire server's history, this is the one moderator who could successfully defeat me 100%. Other moderators have, but I've gone back at them. This one, that never did. This moderator appeared in my February 4, 2022 video under the name of Jari Tupo with a Paul George picture. They will always be remembered as Jari Tupo with a Paul George picture. The reason they will forever be known as Paul George is because this moderator is truly not worthy of being represented by one of my 16 me's. I don't mean that as an insult, by the way. This moderator is just beyond one of those 16 me's. They just gotta be their own separate character. And the reason they must be Jari Tupo is because whenever I hear or read this moderator's name, my flight or fight response is literally activated. The trauma still be living in my head. Like, I can say the name just fine, almost, but I can't hear or read that shit. So this video will have no funny animations or anything. I'm just gonna tell you how it is, real shit. This moderator made me leave social media for 2 months. Also got herself living rent free in my head to this day. So yeah, it's a generational L. Before we start, I want to show you this one screenshot. So it's a common misconception that I hate Jari Tupo because of this screenshot. That's really not true. It was February 14, 2022, Valentine's Day 2022. I was just collecting rejections like Pokemon cards that day on purpose. If anything, Jari Tupo did a positive that day. Also, I enjoy being rejected by moderators. This is fun. And also, here's a little message to Jari Tupo. I know you fucking watching this video right now, and I know you be seeing my Instagram stories too. So I know that shit because fucking Elkanor be sending them links. I ain't telling you to go away or anything, but I know you over here. So how did I lose to Jari Tupo is a question most of y'all might be having. But stay tuned, because I'm gonna tell you. First, I want to say that I used to kick Jari Tupo's ass nonstop when I tried, at least. Back in 2020, 2022, even when I first joined that godforsaken server as a virgin little boy in October 2020, I still used to beat Jari Tupo's ass. I remember my first ever interaction with Jari Tupo was on October 29, 2020, I believe, but that day might be wrong. One person in the chat, I cannot be bothered to remember the name of them, said, Jari Tupo doesn't like Mels, and I responded with, well, Mels don't like Jari Tupo. Jari would then respond with, man, what did I ever do to you? Probably promote Dennis and Elkanor to moderator and make me leave social media for 2 months, but hey, this was 2 years before that. Anyways, I'm a Mel. And I don't like Jari Tupo. I don't know any Mels that like Jari Tupo either, besides Maybelline. But Maybelline is a very different and special breed of human. He just can't be grouped with other Mels. He's his own thing. Maybelline is its own gender. But yeah, if you happen to be a Mel who likes Jari Tupo, you should go kill yourself, because it's very beneficial to everybody on the earth besides Jari Tupo. And who the fuck wants Jari Tupo to benefit from anything? Also, I remember once in January 2021 when I wasn't exactly more the racist, but I was getting close to it. I had my nickname as Poo Liquor 420 in reference to my good old friend named Cowards from Professor server, who used to be named Pee Liquor 69 before the moderators on Professor server made him change it. Fun fact, Tysef, Tysef Santos, was actually based off of Cowards, but that's not the point. I had my name as Poo Liquor 420 and Jari Tupo told me to change it because immature or something. I don't remember, but it was a bullshit ass reason. I then changed it, but I thought to myself in my head, this moderator a little bitch. This is literally an example of the moderators who try to blackball me forgot about 2 things, my black balls, as seen on Moderator Madness. Jari Tupo, in this moment, has forgotten my black balls, but she'd greatly feel the wrath of my black balls later on. But unfortunately for me though, it seems that Jari has even bigger and blacker balls than I do, and she rubbing and smacking them shits in my face, all in spring 2022, but that's for later. Anyways, I remember somewhere in 2021, Jari Tupo would later emerge into one of my favorite moderators, which I said on Moderator Madness for the exact reason of Moderator Madness. Madness Gen Chat, my favorite moderator is Conradman. Whenever Cardi's in that, the thing exploding is way too active. So if you're wondering who Conradman is, don't, he's on this video. But anyways, back in 2021, when the server was fun, Bars. The moderators would have full-on wars in general chat. It was the funniest thing ever, and that's where the name Moderator Madness actually came from, because that's madness moderators are causing. There's madness between the moderators. Jaritupo was in a lot of these wars. I also like to give a shout out to my man Nathan, the New York Giants fan, because he can do something that I can't. He can kick Jaritupo's ass. Anyways, back in January 2022, one thing I'd always say is that nobody's more racist than the moderators himself, which was 100% true, and it's the most true for Jaritupo. I could also say Dennis, but I don't like Dennis. I also don't like Jaritupo, but this video is about Jaritupo, so go fucking die, Dennis. Back when Jaritupo was older, she used to bully all her staff members, and it was the best shit ever to watch. And even before she was older, she just argued with staff members in Gen Chat, always giving me a good laugh. That was some true moderator madness going on. And for the second line, whenever Cardi's in that thing exploding is way too active, was because if the chat was dead, all you gotta do is just get Jaritupo down there, and it turns into a concert. She has a chaotic energy that will turn any graveyard into a housewarming. Because of Jaritupo's awesomeness, or used to have awesomeness, I changed my nickname on that server to #1 Jaritupo Stan. I put Kyrie Irving on my PFP at the time because 1, he's my favorite player, and 2, his name Kyrie sounds exactly like Jaritupo's actual name, which I'm not gonna say in this video since I can't say it without having an anxiety attack, unless it's song lyrics. But when I was the #1 Jari Stan, I used to be the biggest Jaritupo sword swallower imaginable. I will go into general chat and always support her argument, defend her side. Every time somebody slandered her in general chat, I'll tell them why they were wrong, and I'll post long copy pastas that went exactly like this. I copied this copy pasta into the video script, and it's exactly like this. Goddamn, I cannot read this. It has her name in too much time. I love Jaritupo. The absolute excitement that flows through my body whenever I hear about Jaritupo. I can't have one day without thinking of Jaritupo. That's true to this day, because every day I go to sleep at night, have nightmares about Jaritupo. But back then I used to think of Jaritupo positively, now it's negatively. I love Jaritupo so much, and my life is wonderful because of her. I can't even sleep without seeing Jaritupo in my dreams. That is 100% correct, but not positively. It's amazing. Jaritupo is amazing. I'm glad Jaritupo is the owner of this server. I wish he would take over the Discord staff team. I wish he would become ruler of the earth one day. I love Jari so much, nobody gets me, nobody understands. Let me make a more modernized version of this right now. I hate Jaritupo. The absolute hate in my heart that flows through my body whenever I hear about Jaritupo. I can't have one day without thinking of Jaritupo because she lives rent-free in my brain negatively. I hate Jaritupo so much. My life is horrible because of her. I can't even sleep without seeing Jaritupo in my nightmares. It's horrible. Jari is horrible. I'm glad Jaritupo is no longer the owner of the server. I wish she would get banned from life one day. I wish she would die one day. I hate Jari so much. Nobody gets me and nobody understands. Anyways, for the first copy pasta, the positive one, I'll be doing this forever, from July 2021 to January 2022. What would stop Jaritupo from being my favorite moderator and turn into my least favorite human? Well, just like all bad things in my life, it all started February 4, 2022. Even though that's a lie. All the bad things in my life started September 6, 2006. If you're not aware, that was the day I was born. But yeah, Jaritupo would suck my two homies, Dennis and Elkanor, into the moderator lifestyle. I realized that Jaritupo was a fraudulent nigga. That don't sound right. Jaritupo's not a nigga. Dennis is a nigga, but not Jaritupo. I realized that Jaritupo was a fraudulent mofo and no longer my favorite moderator. Jaritupo would also turn out to be a liar, as I told you in the last video. She lied about Dennis not becoming a moderator in this screenshot here. The worst crime of all, a war crime that you should not be allowed. You should not be allowed to live if you ever do this. Jaritupo talks during Man on the Moon 3 by Kid Cudi. The one album where you cannot talk during a single track in its entirety. And whenever she does, it's some stupid shit that nobody cares about. But whenever Jari talks, it's some stupid shit that nobody cares about. Besides what she said on February 4, 2022 at 11:07 p.m. I cared about that a lot. Anyways, in February 2022, for the most part, I would defeat Jaritupo's ass. But here's where it gets hot. The trio of Dennis, Elkanor, and Jari is a trio I'm not capable of defeating, and I don't even think I'm capable of defeating it nowadays. Like all individually, yes, but together, it just cannot happen. On March 5th, 2022, I'd end up leaving not only the server, but all social medias besides YouTube altogether. I would leave unannounced to worry everybody and make my next hit, Welcome to Me City, bigger, and it worked. I was always planning to leave social media for a while in 2022, But if Dennis and Elcanor never became moderators, I would have left much later. Essentially, this means that the trio of Dennis, Elcanor, and Jari made me leave social media was a big L on my part. I will say they're not the only 100% reason I left. I left because I wanted to work on Aesthetic Boys Me City with no distractions, and also every social media was pissing me off at this time, not just Discord. When I left, I knew how big of an L it was on day one, but I was too tired of the internet to care. Over this vacation, my hate for Jari Tupo will grow immensely as I realize this moderator has just beat my ass. On April 15, Jari Tupo would leave the server and Discord in general. I came back from my vacation to go into general chat and celebrate. My greatest enemy was gone. Goodbye and good fucking riddance. I went into Gen Chat to party like rest in peace to all my ops. That one King Von lyric, rest in peace, nigga, yeah. Rest in peace, Kari. Jari Tupo did come back later on, like in July 2022, but I didn't do anything. I already accepted my sad defeat. Jari Tupo made me retire from social media for 2 months. Jari's a moderator. Like, she's not one anymore, but I still hate her like a moderator. And this is a generational L. And Jari was a moderator when she made me retire anyway, so. Now, I will say, I definitely don't regret leaving the earth for 2 months. It was very fun. Those are the best times I had in 2022, but also 2022 is a shitty year. But I will say I am planning to leave social media and disappear from the earth again for an even longer time in the future. So the L was worth it for that, I guess, because I really enjoyed not being here. But that L still looks terrible on my track record. Like, imagine that L like this. The 2016 Golden State Cosmic Warriors will blow the 2016 Cleveland Moderators out every time they played in the regular season. But then they would later meet up in the NBA Finals. The Golden State Cosmic Warriors were up 3-1 on the Cleveland Moderators, and I was up a sizable amount on all three of those Moderators, individually at least, in February 2022. And then I choked the 3-1 series lead on March 5th when I left. The NBA Finals are much more valuable than regular season games, and this loss to Jari is much more valuable than all my wins to her combined. But basically, what happened in this video is that Jari Tupo and her gang made me leave social media for 2 months because Jari Tupo promoted Dennis and Elcanor to moderator, and that's when it all went wrong. That is my biggest L in moderacism history. Jari Tupo is still somewhere out there laughing at me because she officially won. There's nothing I could possibly do. At this point, I don't really care if there's anything I could do, but that's the end of this upload, which something is missing from this upload. Listen to Planet Me's music video out on Wednesday. Join me, gang. Goodbye.